Good afternoon, St. Simon parents. I would like to thank you for taking time to view our Back to School Night video that we have made for you. I'd like to briefly introduce myself if you do not know me. My name is Craig Gibson, and I teach 7th and 8th grade religion here at St. Simon. This is my 18th year at St. Simon, my 9th year teaching 7th and 8th grade. Prior to that, I taught 9 years of 6th grade social studies and religion. I just wanted to start really by saying just how happy I am to be back into the school building and how wonderful it is to have everybody here in person. I think it's really been great not only to be able to get our students here, but also to give all of our families the choice to pursue the plan that they think is best for their children. So I have to say that the attitude of the parents and I think the students definitely has been really, really positive. I've not heard a lot of complaining. Not to say there hasn't been reasons to complain, but they've just had a great spirit, and I just feel really energized to be back. I really just take a few minutes just to talk about what our classes are like and a few of the things that I teach in 7th and 8th grade religion. So some of the changes that we've made to open our school is we've gone to a block schedule. So as your children have probably told you, they have blocks 3 on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Each of the classes are 95 minutes long. And then on Friday, they actually have all 6 of their classes for a slightly less amount of time. So what I've really been trying to do is to try to keep the direct instruction to about 35 to 40, sometimes a little bit more than that, minutes, followed by an assignment that they are given, and they are given time to work on that. You probably have not seen a lot of homework these first couple weeks of school. And then I like to try to get the students outside, if we're able to, for what I call some spiritual exercise. And basically what we do is we go out and we get into a walking line and we do a walking rosary. So weather permitting, I'm really trying to do that as frequently as possible, and I think the kids have really responded well to that. I would like to share real briefly just a little bit about what I teach in both the 7th and 8th grade curriculums. I'll start with the 7th grade curriculum. 7th grade religion is centered around the New Testament. So in 6th grade, they study the Old Testament, and then we kind of round out their knowledge of the Bible in 7th grade. So I begin the first part of the year with units that kind of give them a primer about how to read and understand the Bible, the different sections of the New Testament, how to critically be able to read and understand the stories in the Bible. And then in the second part of the year, we actually get into the actual stories about Jesus, and we begin with the nativity stories, carry through with his public ministry, his death, burial, and resurrection, and then later in the year we cover the book of Acts and the book of Revelation. I also, for several years now, have thrown in a literary unit in which we do a study and a reading of the novel Ben-Hur by Lew Wallace, which is a tremendous example of very classic Christian literature. In the 8th grade curriculum, which is centered around Catholic morality and church history, we spend the first half of the year dealing with just the general teachings of the church, traditions of the church, and then in the second half of the year we try to get as much as possible into church history. One of the things that I really try to do, and I do this in both 7th and 8th grade, is to try to implement as much literature as possible. So I do have a number of literary units that I teach. I do a unit on the Confessions of St. Augustine. I do C.S. Lewis's Screwtape Letters, and a unit that I'm really excited about this year, I'm actually going to try to tackle Dante's Divine Comedy. So try to throw as much at the students as possible. We also do confirmation preparation in 8th grade, which is kind of built into the curriculum as we go. One of the things that I do want to point out, since we have gone to a block schedule, at least for a portion of the school year, it does affect the dynamics of how much material can be covered. And I've not taught a block in many, many years. So I have a curriculum outline that is posted on Sycamore that lays out all of the units that I'm hoping to be able to teach. But I say that with knowledge that it's very possible that I won't be able to get through all of that. But I'm going to try to cover material as much as possible and as thorough as possible. I believe very strongly in the material that I teach, and I want to try to give the students the best grip possible to help them on their spiritual journey as well as their academic formation. One of the other things that I want to mention about 8th grade, of course, I mentioned confirmation. I have just recently posted a calendar with some important dates about confirmation preparation. for all of our 8th graders who are going to be choosing to be confirmed this year. So obviously there's a lot of things that are very fluid in terms of dates and events. We don't know exactly what things are going to look like on the other half of our school year. But at this time, we do have a few dates that have been set tentatively. November 14th is going to be the first retreat for our 8th grade candidates. There's also a sponsor gathering that is scheduled in February. And then the actual date for confirmation for this year's 8th grade class is Saturday, June 12th. And that actually is a 5:30 evening liturgy. And I believe that'll be here at St. Simon. So again, we will try to pass along information as we get it, but I did want to be able to share that with you on Sycamore. Most of the documents that would be of interest to you, you will be able to find there. Okay. And just in conclusion, I just want to say, I know it's hard to, there's really no way in just a few minutes to give you an answer to every possible question. So please feel free to reach out if you ever have a question or a concern about anything. Certainly would like to try to help you out with that. But again, I thank you so much for entrusting us with your children, educating and caring for them. And again, I'm really excited, so happy to be back at school, and I think the kids are as well. So just wanted to share that with you, and just want to say God bless, and life is good.